The United States criminal chase has begun, with top officials calling for Snowden to be prosecuted to the harshest extent of the law. Well, let's now get more thoughts on his predicament with Glenn Trina Harvey, who's editor-in-chief of the World Intelligence Review website. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us here on RT to talk about this. So Snowden says that he was driven by altruism and the desire to expose Washington's overreaching. Are you convinced?
I am. It's quite extraordinary. You know, he's been working within the intelligence community for 10 years, initially with CIA, and then, of course, he moved to Booz Allen, which is one of the contractors for both the CIA and the National Security Agency. And about 4 years ago, he actually was considering becoming a whistleblower, but what he thought was that President Obama would be different from President Bush and would be more open about the sort of surveillance techniques that are used by the intelligence services. He says he was absolutely disappointed because Obama was just like President Bush and others. And it was then that he decided to, about 4 weeks ago, leave his home in Hawaii, go to Hong Kong, where he is now. But he took with him the last group of records that he had had. And this is a little bit like we had with Manning, the intelligence analyst within the Army, who provided all that information to WikiLeaks. Both of them didn't take money for it. They both are insistent that.
Well, it's interesting in this case that, as you said, Mr. Trina Harvey, that he wanted to expose that information before, and as he claims, he had access to the entire roster of the NSA, knowing about the undercover agents and where they were, etc. So, as you said, he left his home in Hawaii and left for Hong Kong. Why do you think he chose to stay there? Well,
it's difficult for me to get inside the mind of a whistleblower because, you know, I've always been loyal to any operation I might or might not have worked with. So, but I do understand from the Guardian newspaper, one of their journalists who's been with him says that he's a very modest, self-effacing, very clever man. And he obviously looked at the possibilities of where he might go. Hong Kong, as we know, is almost an independent enclave within the People's Republic of China. It has its own legal system. And obviously he would be thinking about extradition, because make no bones about it.
So how far do you think Washington will go to get their hands on him?
They will use all of the powers available to them, both legal and, dare I say it, illegal. We've heard of rendition. Well, he's too high profile at the moment, I think, to be spirited away. So I do think that they will go for the legitimate operation. But there's no surprise about this. You might recall that Catherine Gunn, who was an analyst with GCHQ, the British side equivalent of the National Security Agency, revealed at the time of the Iraq War that the National Security Agency was asking the British to spy in particular on using the internet on certain targets they wanted. And intelligence agencies hate anything being revealed.